Welcome back to the Horse Racing Show. I think he could be the next big thing in horse racing, and I bet he loves that introduction I just gave him. He's Brad Cox, Monomoy Girl, a lock to be the 3-year-old filly, nominated for Horse of the Year along with Accelerate and, of course, Justify. And Brad joins us now from Florida. Brad, thanks for being on.
Thanks, Kenny. Thanks for having me on.
So what's this year been like for you coming off the 2018 season? And you have one of the best filly of the year for sure, and one of the most impressive fillies in a long time. What was that whole deal like for you to go through the campaign with Monomoy Girl?
Well, it was an amazing ride, throughout her 3-year-old year, and just how consistent she was from start to finish, from basically February through November. She was just ultra consistent and, stepped up and give us a big effort every time we let her over there. So it was a huge accomplishment, and she taught us a lot. She's a very nice filly, and hopefully comes back as a 4-year-old and can do, stay unbeaten and continue to pick off grade ones as a 4-year-old.
What do you do now? What's the game plan for her in a perfect world, giving her some rest right now, getting a little sun on her back in Florida? Where do you go from here now with her, Brad, if everything goes as you hope?
Well, next week she'll ship to the fairgrounds in New Orleans. That's where she wintered last year. We'll prepare her there for a start in either. But right now we're looking at either the Apple Blossom at Oaklawn, I believe runs the middle of April, or the La Troyenne at Churchill is kind of the two races we have marked right now. But, once we get her in, start training her, get closer, ultimately she'll tell us when she's ready to run. But those are the races I feel like we have marked right now. And, we try to string a group of grade 1 races together, starting with those and hopefully ending in the Breeders' Cup at Santa Anita later this year would be the plan right now.
More people got to know Brad Cox last year. I mean, I've known you for several years, but more people got to know you. You know how it is when you have that breakout year. We've seen it with every trainer. Going back to, I remember Bob Baffert having that when he brought Cavanier in years ago to the Derby in '96. Mm-hmm. Not everybody was familiar with him. Now that more people are getting familiar with you, how's this changed things for you? Maybe at least you're getting more free dinners. I don't know.
yeah, no. Or people expect you to take them out for dinner.
Yeah, that's probably it. Hey, you won the Breeders' Cup. Let's go to dinner on you.
That's right. But no, it's been good. I mean, it can only be a positive, really, as far as attracting clients with promising stock. Sending you horses that either they've had on their farms that they think a lot of, or have them with a trainer in Ocala or somewhere that nice pedigree horses with nice pedigrees that, or either were purchased at a private auction. So it definitely attracts quality horses, and ultimately that's the goal, is to acquire those type of horses and have Breeders' Cup horses, Monomoy Girls, horses like that. That's what everybody's after in this game, and when you're able to have one with the campaign she had, and it just helps your business, that way.
Brad Cox is with us here on the Racing Show. Of course, the great filly Monomoy Girl, her 4-year-old campaign will begin a little later. Brad, as far as coming into the first year, we all make our plans, what we hope to do, where we're setting up time to take off work, vacation, or whatever. With you trainers, it's pretty much 12 months a year, but how far out do you try to plan for any of the horses you have? Do you get, when you get the conditions book and you see the races that are available, do you set it up by a quarter system? Do you look half a year in advance, or do you look week to week in advance?
Oftentimes with I would say the average horse, you're looking at a monthly schedule. Like you said, the condition book, like, for example, being at the fairgrounds right now, where we're running a lot of horses, they're on a month. The condition book lasts a month. So, you work off that. You always have your extras each day that come out on the overnight that you work off of, trying to find races and spot your horses along the way. But, I would say, with the average horse with conditions, maidens, stuff like that, you're probably looking about a month in advance. You can kind of get an idea. It's very difficult getting these horses in. People don't understand that lots of times, but getting them in the proper spots can be challenging with right races filling. What surface you're trying to get them on. But for the most part, I'd say a month in advance. Big horses like Monomoy Girl, graded stake horses, same thing, month, 6 weeks, 2 months in advance. You can get a pretty good feel for where you're going and where you're heading with them.
We're taping this before the Eclipse Award, and you're a lock for the 3-year-old filly. Do you have your tux ready? Was it a rental or did you buy for this?
I bought one because I'm hoping to go back in the future. That's what my son told me the other day. Go ahead and buy one because hopefully you'll get to go back in the future. But yeah, that's the plan. You're always hoping to be able to attend something like that. It's a prestigious award, the Eclipse, and I'm just glad to be a part of it with this filly.
That's what makes you so good. Seriously, you plan ahead. It was a great move to go ahead and buy the tux because this will not be your last Eclipse Awards. There, my biggest prediction ever on the inaugural show.
There you go. I hope it holds true.
Hey, Brad, thanks so much for your time. Always appreciate it, and we'll catch back up with you during the season, okay?
All right, sounds good, Kenny. Talk to you soon. Thank you.
All right, all the best. Brad Cox with us here on The Racing Show. We'll have more right after this.